Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Speaking Nerd Podcast, the place to talk about all things comics, movies, TV, video games, and just nerdy stuff. Before we get into it, a little bit of a story here, but originally I was supposed to do this episode with Swifty, who joined me for the first and second episode, but I got sick on on the day that we were supposed to do it, so. Since he was busy with something else and he was busy, so I needed to turn to somebody, and I figured the next best thing was to bring in my friend and special guest for today, Alterbrap. So how you doing, Alter?
The Lord and Savior has arrived.
Yeah, you all know it.
I'm doing fine.
That's good.
Yeah, no. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good, man. You're just hanging out, playing some Fortnite and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, on to today's topic. So, firstly, we're going to talk about the new Kombat Pack for Mortal Kombat 11. In addition to that, we're also going to be talking about the casting news for Spider-Man 3 and mention a couple other things such as the Miles Morales Game Informer coverage and the Invincible series that's coming to Amazon. So, you ready, old chum?
Sure.
Okay. All right, let's talk about Mortal Kombat first because if you're not in the loop, Mortal Kombat 11, they announced a new Kombat Pack that was coming to the game in November. In addition to that, they also announced a couple other things, which I'll mention here in a little bit. But before that, I just wanted to ask, in a general sense, what's your overall experience with the Mortal Kombat franchise?
That's kind of a hard thing to say because I am a fan of Mortal Kombat, but I don't play Mortal Kombat like religiously.
No.
So it's just, I don't know. I just have other things to play, so it's never like my first choice when it comes to playing.
What games have you played?
But I am a fan of
That's good.
Like out of the Mortal Kombat franchise.
Yes.
I played the original trilogy.
Okay.
And I played Armageddon. And then I played MK9, MKX, and a little bit of MK11.
Say that's pretty good for gameplay, especially like when it comes to the original trilogy and stuff. Because I mean, I feel with Mortal Kombat, like that should be where everybody just kind of starts out. But I know some people are more attached to whether it's the new games or the 3D era, which has its own variety when it comes to quality. But yeah, that's pretty good though.
I do have one question though.
What's that?
Why would anybody play MK2 for fun?
Because MK2 is a good game. What are you talking about?
It is the most rigged game possible.
I mean, if anything, when it comes to the original trilogy, like that, it's hard, like especially playing against computer opponents. Like they make it difficult, but I mean, get a friend.
Yeah, because they literally they can attack like they sense your moves before it even happens. Like I don't really know the technological term for it, but like I don't know. People have described what makes that game hard way better than I could ever.
Yeah, I just call it bullshit.
But yeah,
um. Okay. Anyway, uh, so Mortal Kombat 11. It had a whole bunch of DLC that came out between almost near launch of 2019 and uh, I want to say April or May of this year, because we had the Kombat Pack, which it had, it had some really good characters in there, like Shang Tsung and Spawn and all that. And then Aftermath came out, which besides the expansion storyline, it also had its share of characters. And after all the DLC packs and stuff kind of just dropped, I figured they were pretty much done with it, and they were just going to move on to uh, whatever projects they had up in whatever they were developing, like Injustice 3 or whatever game. So, but Ed Boon gave a little surprise to us because not too long ago he dropped a trailer for the next Combat Pack, which features Rain, which I wasn't expecting since he was already a DLC character, and I thought they wouldn't resell anybody. Melina, which I guess angry fans are going to get what they want, and uh, the guest character for this pack, John Rambo, which honestly I think it's really cool. But what do you think of the character selection for this combat pack?
like it's whatever. It could definitely be better, but it also could be way worse, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any suggestions on who you would
Uh,
put in here?
it's not real. I mean, going based off of my bias towards DC Comics, I mean, it would be kind of cool to see if they would bring any more DC characters to Mortal Kombat besides just the Joker that they brought in. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not complaining. We got Rambo, and that's pretty cool. And plus, we got some more uh Mortal Kombat characters. So
Yeah,
it is what it is, I guess.
yeah. I mean, one of the things I love about uh, this pack when it comes to Rambo in specifically is they actually got Sylvester Stallone to actually voice him, which you know it's odd considering all the other games with his characters and all that stuff. He never did any of the voice work for that, so it's a little strange, but I feel it's kind of awesome. But the one thing that bothers me is Melina, because if you've been keeping up with Mortal Kombat like I have, like a rabid fan base have just been clamoring to see Melina come back in some sort of fashion, and to me this feels like another Raimi suit debacle where it's just months of people bitching and fighting over getting this one thing in a video game, and then it happens. So it's kind of, I mean, it kind of spits in the face of maybe some other characters they could have chosen. But uh, how do you feel on that?
I mean, I don't really have an opinion because I don't really keep up with Mortal Kombat stuff. But yeah, I don't really think it's I don't really know the right word on how to describe this, but I don't really agree with giving these toxic fans what they want, but at the same time, it's what the fans want. So you give what the fans want. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of the weird. It's kind of a weird situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm in the same boat where it's just like, I know you want to appease fans, but like, even still, these rabid people don't really deserve your kindness. So, but whatever. I guess Melina's in the game now, and people can be happy. But so, in addition to the Kombat Pack, uh, we're also getting another release of Mortal Kombat, now titled MK11 Ultimate, and a couple things to note is that it's coming to next gen, so PS5 and Xbox Series X. If you own the last generation version, you get a free upgrade, like with some other uh, games, and it's actually getting its own collector's edition, for which it's pretty much like the one we got with vanilla MK11, but instead of Scorpion, it's Sub-Zero, which is actually kind of nice considering Scorpion's face has been on literally everything for like the last 10 years. But um, but how do you feel about it coming to next gen?
I mean, it's kind of like the same boat. Like I don't really have an opinion on it. It's just like it's coming to next gen. Cool. Like we can play it on those now.
Mm. Yeah.
I'm not really the type of person to get like next gen system. It's just kind of like cool. More people can play this game.
Yeah.
Like the only time I ever get like excited is if it's like an older game, like PS1, PS2 era. But,
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that.
it's whatever.
Yeah, I can totally understand that, especially like for the games that really needed, like a remaster, remake, whatever. So, I could totally understand that. Um, Overall, I'm excited for this. Not only coming to next gen, but also some of the new characters. Uh, Rain looks particularly cool to me, and I also am excited for Rambo. Uh, but anyway, I guess we should just move on to our next thing, which is Spider-Man 3. And Spider-Man's been getting a lot of news lately. If it's not with the Miles Morales game, it's with the movie. And firstly, I want to go over the confirmed castings, which this first one really weirded me out when I saw the headline. I thought it was fake, but after some digging around and all that stuff, it is happening, and who knows what's going to happen with. But Jamie Foxx, which if you're familiar, he played Electro / Max Dillon in the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and but now he's coming to the MCU, which I guess is cool. Uh, he says he's playing a different version of Electro, but I feel like there's a little bit more to that. But what do you think about Jamie Foxx in Spider-Man 3?
I mean, I feel like he kind of deserves a second chance of playing the character, considering the mess that was The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really cool to bring back old actors, like even if they were in these terrible movies, which personally I don't really hate The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think, but still, like, it was a critically panned movie, and it
Mhm.
had a lot of studio interference. So, I mean, the fact that he's being able to come back and maybe even do the character justice, which, I have faith in the writers. I just feel like it's always cool to see old actors come back. So this is some news that I'm personally excited for.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you there that he definitely needed a second chance after, he deserved another chance to come back because I mean what they did with Electro, like that's just god awful. And he makes this better into, but I don't blame him at all for it. Like I just blame the people behind the movie for for that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. Even though he says that he's playing a different version of Max Dillon, um, like I said, I feel like there's a little bit more to that because I don't know if you saw this, but when it was announced, Jamie Foxx put a post on his Instagram, and it was fan art of the three different Spider-Man, and then in the sky was like this big like a version of like the Electro he played in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I feel like there's some potential or just some inkling that he might be playing two versions of Electro. But how do you feel on that?
For storylines. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's basically what sums up my opinion.
Yeah. I guess we should go on to the second official casting, but Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange himself, is going to be in Spider-Man 3. He's doing this before he goes and does uh, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Um, and I mean, I'm excited to see him. I mean, I really like, the 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 character of Stephen Strange, and I really like how uh, Benedict plays him. And one of the things that I liked a little bit in Infinity War was the kind of small dynamic between the two of them. There wasn't much of it. Like there was barely anything, but you know, I would have liked to see more of it in Infinity War, and I like the fact that they're doing, they're showing more of that in this movie. The one thing that I'm not excited about at all is the fact that he's basically another mentor figure for Peter, which all of these movies are just about him learning not to, like it's literally Peter learning that he can stand on his own 2 feet, but still got to put a mentor figure in there anyway. So that's uh that's a little disappointing. But how do you feel about Benedict being in the movie?
Um, it's another thing where it's just like it's cool. I don't personally, I'm not personally bothered by by Peter having these many mentor figures, but I really hope that they don't just use him because spoilers for Far From Home. Mysterio kind of revealed Peter Parker's identity to the public. So I really hope that they don't just use Doctor Strange to fix that. I really hope they use him as like an actual character in the movie instead of just a plot device. Besides that, cool. We get to see more of Doctor Strange, and I personally liked what they've done so far in the MCU with that character. So, yeah, that's basically what I think about it.
For me, I feel that he's definitely a plot device, but I feel they're gonna do more with him than just that, because
Yeah.
what's the point of even bringing him in? But like, whatever. And the last thing to really mention with Spider-Man 3 is there is an abundance of rumors and speculation on this, but so people on the web have been saying that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield uh, have been in talks to be in Spider-Man 3 and also maybe sign a multi-picture deal, which I'm kind of unsure about, so I don't want to say is exact, but yeah. But for the most part, they've been saying that they are going to show up in Spider-Man 3 if it all works out. And for me personally, like, as much as I would love to see them again and maybe get a live action Spider-Verse movie with the three of them, the one thing that I'm really worried about is that Spider-Man 3 is basically turning into a Spider-Verse movie. And I really don't want that, because, you have enough to build a story around with just, what they did with the end of Far From Home. And that's what I want to see focused on the most. And with all this rumors and stuff going around, like I'm worried that that is just kind of being fizzled out, and it's just gonna turn into a sort of Spider-Verse movie, uh, which for something on that grand scale, I think it needs a movie on its own to really do something like that. But how do you feel about the rumors, and would you want to see them come back and do a Spider-Verse
Uh,
movie?
per- Personally, I would love to come back. Like I said, I'm always down for multiverse storylines, but I do agree with you on the fact that I don't really want Spider-Man 3 to be just the live action Spider-Verse movie. I feel like if you're going to do anything with those characters, at most you could probably set it up with Spider-Man 3 and have more happen in Multiverse of Madness, but I don't really know which one comes first. But the point is that, yeah, I'm totally down for it, but I definitely don't want it to be in Spider-Man 3, but I'm definitely down to see it. So
Yeah. You mentioned which one is coming first, but I just saw this news thing pop up on my Twitter feed that was saying that Spider-Man 3 comes out December 2021. So that's cool. I guess push it back as far as possible, but
at least it's still coming out in 2021.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's not like it's some other movies that are being 2022, which makes me sad.
Christ, I'm still mad about the Batman.
Yeah, me too. um um anyway, next up, I just wanted to mention this. I didn't want to go into a deep dive because I wanted to wait until all the news and stuff came out for it, but For Game Informer's next coverage, they're doing Spider-Man Miles Morales, and so far, they haven't really shown much. They've shown a little bit more gameplay. They've shown some screenshots and some new suits, which is pretty cool. Have you seen this stuff just on the off chance?
I've seen most of it. I'm pretty sure I've seen most of it.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, like I said, there hasn't really been much for it. So, but what they have shown off, new suits, which one of them that I'm really excited about is uh, they showed it in a screenshot, but it's the 2020 like the variant costume with the he's got like the helmet and the glowing fingers, which looks really cool. Um, and also uh, there's also the Spider Cat stuff, which you know is just blowing up on everybody. That looks fun. Um, the fact that for stealth, uh, you can now do wall and ceiling takedowns, which is something that was just kind of missing in the PS4 game, which I'm really glad uh, they're adding. But just by what you've seen so far, but what do you think overall of this new coverage?
Personally, I think
Yeah.
the Spider Cat is awesome. Game of the year worthy just by that. Um,
Basically.
and the skins, they look cool, but I'm just really, and the gameplay also looks really sick. I like how they upgraded the combat with Miles's new abilities as well as the web swinging. So everything seems fine. It's just they better not screw up the story, and it could be possibly game of the year. And
Yeah.
that's basically all I think about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, that's basically the one thing I'm worried about at this point is the story and how it's going to play out. But for the most part, I'm excited to see what new stuff they have in store for the game. What new gameplay mechanics are in there, uh, and just all that general stuff. I'm excited to use the new gadgets that Miles has. Um, uh, Overall, I can't wait for the game. Still not gonna buy a PS5, and you know, because that was one of the games that I was gonna get along with I think Demon Souls and Ratchet and Clank, but I just can't. Like it's too much. So I'm just gonna have to settle with the PS4 version and just make do with that. But what are you doing? Are you
I'm
you're
the same
buying?
way.
Yeah, yeah. I just can't. I'm gonna wait till
I'm
like
not gonna be able to afford a PS.
yeah no. I'll just wait uh till Gotham Knights or whatever comes out, or wait for a sale because Jesus Christ, so much money.
Yeah.
Okay. So the last thing I have on my list here, actually, I'll add another thing, but I just want to get this out of the way. Invincible is a new TV show that is coming to Amazon Prime, and it's based on the comic book by Robert Kirkman, who also did The Walking Dead, for those not familiar. And personally, I'm really excited about this because, Invincible was always a comic that I really wanted to get into, and it looked like, it was a lot of fun, and people seemed to really enjoy it. And the one thing, though, that I'm worried about with this show, or just by the looks of it, is that the animation isn't as great. But I'm willing to let that slide if the story and characters and stuff, if they move the show along, then I won't care how the animation is. But what do you think about Invincible, the show? Are you
From
excited?
from what I've seen, um, from what I've seen, I don't really know any because I've never read the thing, but I'm just not really familiar with any of the characters, so I can't really judge anything based off that. But I will say I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead, so if it's on that line of writing, I guess you would say, then I'm sure story wise it'll be fine. And I actually animation, so that's
Mm-hmm.
always a plus.
Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, I'm just hoping it's good, but we'll see. I mean, it comes out next year. They don't have a date, but it's just sometime next year it'll be out. So but speaking of Amazon Prime, uh, uh, there's some news about the Boys spinoff that they're making. Um, First of all, if you've not watched the Boys, be sure to do that because I think it is like one of the best comic book shows out there right now. Its quality is right up there with Daredevil. Like I put it slightly below Daredevil, but it's still great. Like it just finished. It just finished its second season not too long ago, and it was fantastic. Like I loved every second of it. Um, so not only is they're starting to develop season 3, which may or may not be filming next March, but they're also working on a spin-off show, uh, which is centered around, I guess, a college or something like a university for superheroes. Um, for me personally, I'm a little worried because it's not really going to have any of the headliner characters in there, and uh, it's going to have a whole new cast and all this other stuff. But if the quality is in line with the Boys show, then it could be a really good time. But I'm just waiting on a trailer first before I really say anything otherwise. But what do you think of this news of the spinoff show? And have you watched The Boys at all?
I've only seen the first season of The Boys. I have not watched the second season, but I did really like the first season. And when it comes to this news in particular, um, you know, I guess, well, I'm kind of like in the same boat as you. Like, I really need a trailer before I make like any harsh decisions on if this is going to be something I'm interested in. But I'm going with the same logic I had with Invincible, which is, I like the Boys, so hopefully I like this the same way. I like Walking Dead, hopefully I like Invincible. You know.
Yeah. Um, yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for today's podcast. I ran out of topics. I don't have anything else to talk about for news. But first of all, I want to give a huge thank you to Alter for joining me on this video, and also sorry for Swifty for not for being sick. I didn't mean for that to happen, and hopefully we can do another episode here pretty soon. But yeah. So tell the people where they can find you on YouTube and the internet specifically.
Ran Twitter, Instagram. That's basically it. That's all I use.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
SoundCloud, I guess, if you're
Yes.
into music.
I'll be sure to put a link to your YouTube channel and also your SoundCloud. Why not? But actually, speaking of
Just throw it in there,
SoundCloud,
why not?
speaking of SoundCloud, just gonna make this announcement here, but I have my podcast, the Speaking of podcast. I'm starting to upload it on SoundCloud. I tried Spotify, but I don't think it's really going to work out there. So if you're out in the town and you want to listen to some podcast goodness, then be sure to follow me on SoundCloud and keep up with my podcast.
Nice.
I'll be sure to put it out when the main episodes come out, but that's pretty much it so far. But yeah, I have a couple episodes up right now I have the first 3 episodes, so I'll be sure to put links and stuff in the description. But anyway, yeah, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Links below for wherever you can follow me else: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord. Join my server because I got to start advertising that more. But thank you all for watching. Have a great night and take care of yourselves. See ya.